Shalom, family. Shalom to everybody in the chat. It's good to see you all. And I'm going to cover a story that came out of California. And it is the community of Baldwin Hill. Now, many of you may have heard of Baldwin Hills. It's in California. It's a very affluent Black community. And there was a group of them that were trying to purchase a mall. So I'm going to get everything up on the screen. I'm getting it set up as I'm talking to you. And they had the actual highest bid, but they accepted the bid from non-Black people that didn't even live in the community. It was a company, and they tried to justify it by saying, well, they had the money and they have this reputation, which is BS, because those folks, don't let them tell you no mess like that, because that group of Black people that were trying to purchase this, they had the money. All right. They had that money. But you know how they like to play these little silly behind games and always try to make it seem like somebody else got more than you. So they took it from that person. And it is just not true. And I'm proud of these folks because they are fighting it. They are fighting that final decision that was made on the purchase of the mall. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this mall. And, you know, these people are saying, look, we live in the community. We want to buy the mall. And, you know, and they'll have an opportunity to create all kinds of jobs and businesses. And they've been living around this mall, some of them, their whole life. Some of them have, you know, they live right in the community where the mall is, but they gave it to somebody that don't live in the community. And, you know, they don't have the best interests of the people living there, because you know what, whenever these non-Black people come into the community, they don't do nothing for the people that live there. They don't give back at all. They are there just to collect the money and hate on you. And that's exactly what they do. Hate us and collect our money at the same time. Thank you for the one, Jamal. All right, I'm going to go ahead, y'all. And let me show you this. This is the mall. Now, they said this mall was actually renovated. I think back in 88 or 89, they had renovated this mall. And, you know, what a nice way to start a Black business if you want to utilize a mall that's in your community. There's nothing wrong with that, especially if the people had the money, which they did. So this came out on Black Enterprise, August 5th, 2021. Black community group rejected from purchasing LA Mall despite highest bid. Now, they placed a bid of $115 million. And the bid that they accepted was lower than that. And it was a non-Black person. So downtown Crenshaw Rising placed a $115 million bid on Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Plaza, also known as Crenshaw Mall. But it was rejected in favor of Hartridge Development Group, an LA-based developer. This mall is in the center of Black commerce in Los Angeles. It is the most critical Black commercial asset in LA and thereby in Black America. DCR board member Damian Goodman. Now, this is what he said recently on KABC TV. Let me just take a sip of water here. Okay. So members of the community are concerned about the potential changes that could come with the mall's potential new ownership. Barbara Walton, A local resident of 60 years says she feels like it won't be good for the area. Now, the group they awarded it to. It's not going to be something that's going to help our neighborhood. The money is going out of our neighborhood. And she's right. I mean, don't we see this even with small businesses within the Black community? The Arabs, the Asians, they come in, all that money goes out of the community. It don't stay in the community to help anybody, and now you got one more instance of that in this situation. And she's right. The money is going to go completely out of the community. DCR sought to resist potential push out of Black residents and businesses by organizing to buy the mall. So they came together and put their money together and came up with $115 million to buy this mall. It's Black residents and Black businesses that came together to do this. That's why they don't want them to have it. They looking at this big, and let's be real, these type of facilities are worth a lot of money. They are. And depending on the kind of businesses that are in there, it can gain a lot of revenue. And just looking at it, they don't want Black folks having this. They don't. But see, when we talk about how they have sabotaged us from having businesses and getting business loans, they swear up and down we're lying about this, despite the fact that you can go back in history and see all the burnt down towns where Black people had businesses and Black Wall Street, and there were several of them. And all of them were burnt down. All of them were destroyed. So we got all kinds of historical evidence, but these folks want to act like they're shocked when we say these things, and this couldn't be happening. Y'all so fake. Y'all are so fake. All right. So the group is made up of organizers, community leaders, real estate professionals whose vision for the space includes affordable housing. So they were going to actually create affordable housing up in this facility. And on top of affordable housing, they were going to have job training programs here. They were going to have a 6-acre park. That's a big ass park, a 6-acre park. They were going to have daycare facilities, a recording studio, hotel, restaurants, office space, and educational facilities. This is what these folks from the Black community were going to put up there. I think that's pretty amazing. They had everything all planned out of what they wanted to do with this property. You know why they didn't want them? Because after looking at this, they know this is exclusively for the people that live around there. They don't want you having this. So the person that did not take the bid, that's why he didn't take it. Because he knows those Black folks were going to take this facility, and it would have been exclusively, primarily for Black folk. Okay. With the bid awarded to Hardridge, DCR is working to prevent the sale from becoming final to preserve the legacy of Crenshaw. Okay, so this is what they're saying. So I'm glad they are fighting it. It is a good thing. So Goodman and his DCR group, Nikki Okuk, believe DWS has strategically favored non-Black, non-local buyers such as Hardridge. In a statement to KABC TV, DWS said, "We welcome all potential buyers, including community groups, to participate in the bidding process. The winning bidder was selected," listen to this, "was selected based upon the number of factors which include both purchase price and proof of adequate financing." But this is a bullshit reason, because those black folks had the money. So he's making this statement as if I gave it to them because they had money and they are established financially, but those black folks had money. And how do you know that they're not established financially? They were able to come up with $115 million. Okay, they were able to do that. So his statement is a BS statement, as well as development expertise. Hartridge said in a statement, unfortunately, there's a lot of information out there, and due to current legal constraints, we cannot comment at this time. So that's all they were willing to say out in the press. And that is the group that this building, this facility has been awarded to. But I'm glad they can't move now because legally, you know, these black folks are suing. So they can't go and do the final settlement on this property just yet. And I'm glad they're doing this. So let the organization that accepted a lower bid explain this in a court of law on why they did that. The burden of proof should be on them. So if they didn't do anything wrong, they should be able to prove that in court, right? That's the way I see it. Yeah, the malls are going down, but they are being purchased. Now, the one around me was closed, but it is being made into a warehouse. So, you know, it's going to eventually be jobs over there and people will be hired, and they're using the whole facility as a warehouse. So some of them are being bought up and renovated and used for other purposes other than, you know, being a mall. And that's what these folks were going to do. They were making part of it into condos and daycare. They really had their plans together on what they wanted to do with this facility. But you know how it is. Whenever we're attempting to do something, it's always stifled by somebody that don't look like us. That's how it goes down all the time. You know, we're expected to just live through these things and accept these things, but we're not. We should not be talking about it. I mean, this is what they really believe. There ain't no way all this shit is going on with us and happening to us, and nobody's going to talk about it. First of all, your thinking is unrealistic. That's why you're never going to see that happen. Yeah, I mean, the mall is in an area where there are affluent black people in that community. I guess he found it hard to believe that Negroes actually had money like that, but they did. You know what, Mike McKinney, we can't always think like that. I hear where you're going, but I don't think we should base everything on one incident and not ever make any attempts to start a business. We have every right to start businesses. Do you realize during this pandemic, they said the highest number of startup businesses in America came out of the black community. So when our people had to go home and work or they were completely out of a job, do you realize it is a very historic thing that black people started their own businesses? And some of those businesses are doing extremely well because they're just doing online businesses. So I hear where you're coming from, but we can't be stifled all the time by some of the things that have happened to us in the past. If you start a business at your house, how they gonna know? How they gonna know what you're doing at your house? They won't know. And when I heard that, that's a beautiful thing. I'm glad our people are not just sitting there doing nothing. Many of them have already started businesses and working out of their homes. So No, we're not the stupid people that they claim we are. We're not. And look at society right now. Not only were we the biggest group in America to start businesses during the pandemic, we are the biggest group out here working in society right now. I mean, just look at what's happening right now, for real. Everybody is not just sitting there doing nothing. And number two, every single day, I see Black men and women coming up and down the street working for Lyft, working for DoorDash, delivering groceries, working for Instacart. Our people know how to stay busy. We really do. We always have known how to stay busy. We got our little hustles going on, and there's nothing wrong with that. Look, do y'all remember during the government shutdown? There were these two Black sisters that worked for the government. Instead of, under their contract, you can't just go get another job when you work for the government, right? So what these sisters did was what they did best, is bake. They start making pies, and those women during that time, they became millionaires, selling their pies, shipping those pies nationwide. They became millionaires. They didn't just sit there. You saw some of them going up there to Capitol Hill crying in front of the senator's office, sitting in the floor, boycotting. They didn't waste their time doing that. Those women started a business and kept it moving. In fact, they called them, and they're probably still out there. They called themselves the Furlough Sisters and start baking all kinds of goods. Okay, so they didn't just sit there doing nothing. They didn't go crying to the Congress and to the Senate. They became millionaires. That's what they did. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. All you got to do is go out there and research what's going on. And you know what? That's a good point, Katie. The drop shipping business is very lucrative. There's a lot of people doing that, and they are making good money just drop shipping for companies. And there's companies like eBay and Amazon. Amazon is always looking for drop shippers. They're always looking for people like that. So, you can go in many directions on your own and still be doing good. And some of y'all got so much damn talent. I don't know why you would be worried about starting your businesses. I know some of y'all, because you reached out to me, some of y'all know how to make soap. Some of y'all make your own toothpaste, your own deodorant. You got all kinds of things you can sell to the public. Are you kidding me? It's so much talent within just a group sitting in the chat. Yeah, Walmart. Do you know selling on Walmart? You make more money selling on Walmart than you would on eBay. Do y'all know that? People that are selling on Walmart are kicking ass financially. So if you got that product, or you can make something and go and get listed out there on Walmart, then people are making a killing. A lot of people are now flooding over there because, they said you make more money on Walmart than you would getting your products listed on eBay or Amazon. I mean, y'all know how to make your own oils. I had all kinds of people telling me what they know. Some of y'all are great seamstress. You know how to sew. One of my subscribers sent me a donation, a money order, and her daughter made me a mask. This mask is so beautiful. I almost too scared to put it on to mess it up. It's beautiful. She put crystals and everything on the thing. It's gorgeous. Yeah, I mean, y'all, I know we have been miserable out in the workplace. It may not be all Black people, but a giant majority are not happy and have not been happy on these jobs. And y'all know what I'm talking about. You want to go to work, do your job, and leave. They want to come to work, play, mess with you, act like every damn thing is a joke. And, and they'll come in every single day doing that to you every day. They won't miss a beat. And you get sick of that shit after a while. You get sick of it. And see, that's another reason why so many people are not going back to their jobs, because during the pandemic, they done start up their own businesses and they're doing just fine. Yeah, I mean, I know that's why a lot of Black folks aren't going, because they already got themselves at home running their own businesses. They don't have to run back to those offices anymore. Yeah, I mean, look, I have a cousin, and I was telling True Royal this. I have a cousin. I think one of my neighbors is getting their car repoed. I'm just kind of seeing out of the corner of my eye. I think somebody's getting their car repoed right now. Um, you know, I was telling her my cousin is an RN, and she used to work for Grady Hospital up there in Atlanta. And she was there for over 20 years. She got a new supervisor, a new head nurse. This nurse would not leave her alone. She came on the job messing with my cousin. And my cousin worked the night shift, so she was on her feet all night, just helping the patients, giving out meds and doing what nurses do, right? This woman would not leave her alone. My cousin was like, the hell with this. The hell with this. She started applying for private duty work where she would be an RN just for one patient. And a lot of wealthy people do this. A lot of people with money will try to hire a registered nurse to just be there to take care of them on a regular basis. She found a job. She's out in a place in California called San Leandro. And she's been out there now for going on about 8 years. And she looks after one wealthy patient. And she's been happy ever since. And she lives right there with them. And she said it's a beautiful home. And all she got to do is put in, I think, 10 years. And after that, she can leave. And she already got 8 years in, just attending to one patient. And she said the family likes her. She likes the family. And they've been getting along great the whole time. But when she was at the hospital, this manager just targeted her and just kept bothering her all night. And she wasn't doing that to other people. And she said some of them people were doing less than her. And she was not bothering them at all. And these are the things we be going through on these jobs. But I'm happy for my cousin. And in fact, I got to call her. I haven't spoken to her for a while. I'm going to give her a call and see how she's doing. So we just got to make a way for ourselves sometimes, and there's no time to do that than now. A lot of people got time on their hands because you're just not spending all that time going up and down the road every day and getting dressed up for work and all that. Now you don't have to do that if you're working from home. Pearly Battle, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, Queen Lisa, for all you do. Thank you. Thank you for being a subscriber. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she said when the other supervisor was there, they got along just fine. When this new woman came, I guess she took one look at her and decided she didn't like her. So, I mean, these are the things you got to go through. These are the things we go through. I mean, there are so many people being unnecessarily hassled on jobs, and then they want to know why folks ain't running out here after these jobs. Maybe if you give people a decent salary and treat them with some dignity, which y'all don't know what the hell that is, then maybe you would have an abundance of employees that will be more than happy to work for y'all, but y'all don't know how to do that. Y'all don't know how to do that. Yeah, see, you treat each other with dignity on jobs, but you got a problem doing that with us. Matrix 21, thank you so much for the super sticker. And when those stories come out about the worker shortage, scroll down to the comments section. There's a lot of people complaining about these jobs out here and complaining about management and how management treats people in this country. You'll see a lot of it. And it's not just Black people, believe it or not. It's people that look like them too, that they have no respect for a lot of these people in these top positions. For they don't know how to treat people. But I noticed that every time these jobs come, I mean, the stories come out about the worker shortage, if you go in the comment section, you'll see a lot of people are not enthusiastic about going back out here to the same stress they were under before the pandemic. I mean, I don't care. When I was out there working, y'all, they don't have to praise me, because I wasn't going to praise them either. So it was just, to me, it was a nice trade-off. You won't praise me, I won't praise you. There you go. Mm-hmm. I was reading, and I know a lot of people don't do this, but I was reading about one Black man. He actually invested in some kind of crypto and he became a trillionaire. And this man was on unemployment. He just took a little bit of it and invested in this one cryptocurrency, and the crypto went up and he became a trillionaire. Okay, so he don't ever have to work for anybody out here. Well, that's how I operate, y'all. That's okay. They don't have to praise me, because I ain't gonna praise none of them either. There you go. Now we're even. Now we're even. Mm-hmm. I mean, look, all you gotta do is just figure out what you want to do and figure out how you're going to, like, if you want to sell products, how you're going to move your products, where you're going to list it out here, and just do what you need to do. And if you make your soaps, get some wrappings and labels and everything, and make it just look professional. I can't tell you how many times people would write me and tell me the things they do. I was always very impressed with y'all. I mean, the things y'all know how to do. Yeah, I mean, just investing in crypto. A lot of crypto millionaires occurred during the pandemic too. So, I mean, so things are happening out here, y'all, in big ways. So like I said, you just have to figure out what direction you want to go in. That's all. So everybody, I'm not going to keep you any longer. Thank you so much for being here. And we'll definitely come together and do this again real soon. Shalom, family. Somebody, no, I'm good.